Where are we on?
28.
Okay. Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're here with another feeding frenzy for the Master Key System. We're on part 4, number 28.
It says, the reply is, by exercise, mental strength is secured in exactly the same way that physical strength is secured, by exercise. We think something, perhaps with difficulty the first time. We think the same thing again, and it becomes easier this time.
Mm-hmm.
We think it again and again, it then becomes a mental habit.
Mm-hmm.
We continue to think the same thing. Finally, it becomes automatic. We can no longer help thinking this thing. We are now positive of what we think. There's no longer any doubt about it. We are sure we know. That's good.
Yeah.
Because I think of when we started exercising. I mean, physically exercising at the gym with the personal trainer.
Yeah.
And the first week or so, it was like, we were excited about it because we were just starting and we were so excited, but it was hard.
Yeah, it was
It
hard.
was hard, and he started off really easy, you know, and it got harder and harder, and there were days I just had to force myself to go.
Mm-hmm.
And now we go without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a habit.
Yeah.
It really is a habit, and it's one that I don't want to miss because I feel bad if I do miss it. Not just guilty, you know, I don't feel guilty.
No,
for
but
missing
feel
it. I just
physically bad.
Physically, I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like something's missing if I don't do it.
Yeah.
And it's easy. You know, I can row 1,000 meters now, and I'm like, am I done? You know, and used to, it was like, when is it going to be done?
I'm not there
You
with
know?
rowing yet.
Well, I mean, you know, I still get tired, don't get me wrong, and I up the intensity, but it's just easier. And I knew that about the thinking process, too, but I'd never really broke it down like he did right here.
Yeah.
It's just a process.
It is
and
a
practice.
process.
And an exercise.
Yeah.
And you have to keep exercising.
And I think we forget that.
Mm-hmm.
That we have to keep our mental capacity. You know?
Yeah.
And that old saying, use it or lose it, is true.
Right.
You know? And if you doubt it, then go back and try and help a teenager who's going through school that you went through 25 years ago and see if you even understand the concepts anymore.
Right.
It just, if you don't use it, you do lose it. You know?
Right.
But those things that we use on a daily basis, we don't think about anymore. You know, I don't have to think about how to drive a car anymore.
Right.
It's just, you get in, you just do it. Well, I'm now having to go back and think again about how do I drive a car, because now we got
Yeah,
daughters that
yeah.
are coming up, they want to learn how to drive a car. Well, they got to back step and think, okay, what is the actual thoughts that go through this process? Well, we've been doing it for so long, we just don't think about it anymore.
Right.
It's becoming an
And we don't doubt that we can do it.
Exactly.
You know, I don't get in the car thinking about, ooh, I wonder if I'll have a wreck today. You know, and we just don't think about how it just comes naturally.
And so we don't think about the practice of getting what we want, reaching our goals, becoming a mental thing either.
Yeah.
But it is.
Right.
It is.
I watched
It's a step in the
And
process.
I'm sure lots of people have seen it, but there's a movie out called, or a documentary mostly, called What the Bleep Do We Know, or something like that. And in it, they talk about, and I'm sure somebody smarter than me about the brain would verify this or not, that you're really building new pathways in your brain. Every time you do something or say something or think something, it builds that new pathway. And the more you think that same thing, the more it solidifies or engraves that new pathway in your brain. And it really rewires your thinking. And I can see that, you know. We just do so many things out of habit that we don't even think about. And that we've been trained to do in our society that just are foreign to other people. You know, when you go to a different country and they do things totally different. It's just
We're
amazing.
so ingrained in how we do it that learning something new, it seems like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Right. So he says there's a process to it. So we think something the first time it's difficult. We think it again, it becomes easier. Think it again and again, it becomes a habit. We continue to think it, and finally it becomes automatic. So what's the difference in a habit and automatic?
I think automatic is further than the habit. This is where I don't pay attention to it anymore.
Yeah. You just do it without even giving it a second
It
thought.
just,
like
it's in the subconscious.
in the shower.
Yeah.
I always wash the same hair first, you know, and I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And I can be thinking about everything.
Everything else while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
To me, automatic doesn't require any more conscious thought for me.
Right. Right. You just do it without even thinking about it. And that's, boy, if we could make certain things automatic, we'd be a lot better off. We should get out of the habit of worrying. We can, okay, so this, when it becomes an automatic, we can't help but think about it. You know, like, just trying to think of a good example. I hate to say one again, but when we exercise, I get up in the morning, I just know we're going to exercise. I don't think about it anymore, you know. And sometimes I think, oh, this is Wednesday, this is our day off, you know, but it's become automatic. So now we are now positive of what we think. We're convinced that we're doing the right thing. And there's no longer any doubt. We're sure we know.
Well, that's the difference between a habit for me and something that's automatic. And when it goes into automatic, you know.
Right, right. And I'm reminded of the way I've evolved with my spiritual life too. You know, and I had these beliefs, and then I learned a little more, and as I practiced a little more, and at first they felt really foreign, and then they just became second nature.
Right.
And I would think, at that point, I would see people who were down here, and I would think, how can they believe that? Or how, you know, how do they see that? How does that make sense? And now I can look from the other end back and say, how come I couldn't see that? You know,
how come I couldn't see it?
Yeah, it just just the way our thinking changes, and it changes in steps. You don't go from here to here.
As long as we are continuing to push outside our envelope, our change
And,
things.
yes.
Yeah, our thinking changes. But
And
we
learning.
can get ingrained in a particular habit and just remain there.
Stop there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got to be pushing it. We've got to be thinking different and learning new things and reading new things and working on the internals. Yeah,
That's really good stuff. Shrink.